What's up, people? In this video, we are going to take a look at Blissful Athlete. Somebody asked me to look at him. Oh, Will Smith is becoming Hindu. Isn't he Scientologist? Yeah, we're not going to watch that. Asked me to look at this for some reason. Oh my god. Anyway, let's watch this one. Build massive muscle with these veg foods. Looks pretty good, this guy. Not gonna lie. I wonder what he does. And by the way, if you guys have any other YouTubers or videos you want to take a look at, let me know. Preferably tell me which video specifically. If you don't, that's fine. I could just pick like I'm doing now. Also, somebody asked me if I would live stream. Is there any interest in that? Like, would you guys actually watch that? I have actually started recording a lot more videos. Now I'm doing these I'm doing like 4 or 5 a day. Okay, so I don't. I mean, I kind of want to release all of them every day, just because they're kind of easy for me to do, and I enjoy doing them, and I feel like it would be good. So keep an eye out for those, I guess, and maybe I'll do live streams. I'm not really sure. Yeah, anyway, let's watch this video right now.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Blissful Athlete channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about being a vegan, being a vegetarian, and ultimately not eating meat, and how I've been able to keep muscle mass on, especially after being somebody that would consume meat my whole life. So back in 2013, I really started to have this awakening, and I decided that I wanted to stop eating meat, and I just basically flat out quit. The only thing I was consuming was fish, just because I knew I could get easy protein from there, and I was a little bit worried about how I'd transition into being a vegetarian. Being a professional athlete at the time, I was certainly concerned about how I was going to get protein, and I had no clue about really a lot of dietary issues in the mainstream diet, and especially when transferring that into becoming a vegetarian. So when I first became a vegetarian, I'll be honest, I did not do it right. I was not eating healthy. There was a lot of things I was doing that I didn't know I shouldn't be doing. And so really this video, I think, is trial by error, and so you don't need to go through that same process. Please, just listen in, and I'll give you some simple details. So today I am able to keep on my muscle mass. I get this question a ton. I'm able to keep on my muscle mass because of eating a lot of beans and legumes and lentils. Black beans, for instance, I think they have 18 grams of protein per cup. Chickpeas right around there as well, 14 or 15 grams per cup. Lentils is another high one, 18 grams per cup. So just having 1 cup of lentils or 1 cup of beans a day, you are absolutely loading yourself up with healthy fibers as well, but also a lot of protein. And so eating beans, legumes, lentils, like focusing on that and allowing that to be your main source of protein is absolutely huge. If you're living in North America, tofu is another big.
All right. 1 cup of beans is 18 grams of protein. 1 cup of beans is a lot of that's a lot of beans. Yeah, that's a lot. Now, okay, fine. That is a lot of beans, and I guess that really brings into question how much protein do you actually need. I think, and I've said this before, but I think the amount of protein that you need, even to retain a fair amount of muscle. This guy looks pretty good. I think in order to maintain this amount of muscle, I don't think you need a lot of protein. Okay, I think what's more important is how intensely you're training. I think people don't train hard enough, and I think if you do train hard, you can get by on less protein, because somehow, this is total pro science, by the way, somehow your body will utilize the amount of protein that you are eating more efficiently. I don't know, is that possible? Just my total bro science theory. That's number 1. Number 2, fun fact. 2017, I moved to Australia for the second time to basically start a business venture with my old boss in Australia. It's a long story, but anyway, I moved there with like fucking $300. I was totally broke. like so broke, like so broke. I had like when you're so broke, you don't have money for food. That kind of broke, right? So it took longer than I expected to start the business, and I had to be very creative with the foods that I was eating. So what I would do is I would buy 1 can of lentils and 1 can of chickpeas and some hot sauce, and that was my meal every night for the first, I don't know, 2 weeks, maybe total a month. But like after I started the business, the money was coming in, but when you have a new venture, you don't want to blow the money right away. You're kind of like you want to save it just because you're so stressed about money the whole time. You're like, fuck, it's going well now, but this could stop at any time. It could be gone just as quickly as you got it. And I was in debt like a lot from actually starting the business. But anyway, I was eating lentils and chickpeas every night, a can of each, and that was my food. I felt good, I guess. The next day was definitely blasting out some crazy farts. Like, wow, like never in my life have I like been farted for like that long with like so much power. Like, it's insane. And obviously bowel movements, fucking lots of volume there. Wasn't working out, so like I don't really know. Can't comment on that. But anyway, totally, yeah.
Big one. Tofu is around 12 grams per 3 ounces, and so if you're consuming tofu on a daily basis, you're able to get a lot of easy, simple, fast protein there as well. Now the concern with tofu is it healthy for you? There's a lot of studies done with the phytoestrogens, the estrogen side of tofu. I've even heard somebody say, if you consume tofu, you're gonna, as a man, you're gonna get the female physique up here, and so nothing to worry about there. I've done my research, and through my own experience, I can get anywhere from around 30 grams of tofu soy protein a day. So it's not just tofu, it's soy protein that people are concerned about. So consuming a lot of proteins from lentils, beans, legumes, a little bit of tofu, but then you have some nuts as well. Almonds are loaded with protein. I think there's 8 grams per quarter cup of almonds. Peanut butter, I think 7 grams per 2 tablespoons, something like that. So feel free to indulge in those as well, and you're going to be able to maintain your protein intake no problem. Another thing that I needed to talk about, there's a big misconception with
So, I mean, that's not a lot of soy. I do think the risks of soy are somewhat overblown, and the only one study that I can think of where an actual like human being experienced negative effects from eating soy was this, like, I mentioned this in another video, but some like fat American guy was like lived someplace where it's like really hot, and he was outside all day, and he heard soy milk was good for you, and I guess he was trying to lose weight because he was really fat. But he basically would drink soy milk all day instead of water, and he was drinking, I think he drank like 3 gallons a day or something, and he started developing gyno, right? He like grew some breast tissue as a man. It was like very painful for him, and eventually like went to the doctor, heard he was drinking 3 gallons of soy milk a day, and stopped, and that's it. But like, who's gonna drink that much? Like, this guy's talking about 30 grams of soy protein, which is like a scoop of protein powder, or like how much soy is that? It's like nothing. So good in moderation, I guess. What are the other things he said? Almonds and peanuts, good and good. Like, those aren't, they're natural at least. I guess they're roasted. Well, almonds you can get raw, but now the video is not like, it's not titled these vegetarian foods are better for building muscle than meat. That's not what he's saying, obviously. I guess just one weakness that I'm pointing out, which has nothing to do with the point of this video, is that this is a lot of like things you need to combine in order to get to to get to your goal, I guess. But whatever, you do it for the animals,
how much protein you need. So out there's a big belief that, if I want to put on muscle mass and get big, then I need to have 1.5 grams of protein per pound of muscle, which is completely false. From my own experience, I've dwindled my protein intake all the way to 0.5 grams of protein per pound of muscle. So if I'm weighing 180 pounds, then I can easily get away with having 90 grams of protein per day and still be able to put on muscle and have no issues. So there's this big belief, there's this big lie out there that we need a ton of protein, and this is being pushed by a lot of big companies that are selling protein and whatnot. So being focused on consuming protein is okay, but don't put so much emphasis on it. It's actually not that big of a deal if you don't get around a pound or a gram of protein per pound. So nothing to worry about there.
True, 100% true. If you are a professional bodybuilder and you're doing steroids and you want to get as big as possible, yeah, okay, fine, go ahead. Like, you can have your fucking pound of or gram of protein per pound of body weight. But is that you? No, you're probably just like some random person like, oh, should I buy this like whey protein? I need more protein. No idea what you're doing. So he's right. Like, I was actually thinking about this the other day. I've also gone as low as half a pound or half a gram of protein per pound of body weight, not like intentionally. It's just like I was eating what I felt like I needed and maintaining a certain body shape, which was good. And when I did the math later, it just happened to be half a gram per pound of body weight. Now, I will say, like, if we want to get nitpicky here, like, maybe the type of protein is different. Like, getting that 90 grams from beans, tofu, almonds, fucking whatever this guy said, is probably different than getting 90 grams of animal protein or liver from liver as opposed to from duck hearts or eggs, for example, right? Those are all, you're gonna have a different effect from all of those. So, like, again, this is another reason why I don't like, you'll never hear me, rarely hear me talk about like, you need this much protein, that much protein, because it's really so much more complex than that. Well, it's really not. Just eat animals. I mean, whatever, do your thing if you're a vegan. But so far I like this where he's going, and I think it's because he has an athletic background.
And that also brings me to the point of, a lot of people ask me about protein shakes and what they should be consuming there. And right away, I need to tell you guys, unless you're an Olympic athlete or a serious elite athlete and you're going to the gym a ton of 5 times a week at least, and you're putting on a lot of stress on the body, and so you're tearing the muscles, you're lifting really heavy, then you can look into protein. But if you're just starting to get into lifting weights and you're really you're focusing on your diet, it's not something that you need. You do not need protein shakes rather. So if you are interested in getting protein though, what I suggest is basically plant-based protein. So just avoiding whey protein, which is actually a milk-based product, which causes a lot of issues within the digestive system. Plant-based proteins, pea protein is amazing. Focusing in that realm, the best protein I've seen out there is Vega, VEGA, Vega protein. Amazing source of protein shake, and their stuff tastes really good. They don't use sugar, they use natural sweeteners. You really need to be careful about what you're consuming. So as soon as you're going to go to the store and buy something, take a look at the stats, the nutritional facts. When I was a kid, I remember I was consuming this protein called Mammoth, and a few years later, for whatever reason, we kept one of the big containers, and a few years later, I looked at the stats on it, and it was 60 grams of sugar per serving. And
all right, that's not protein powder, that's weight gainer. Which nobody should consume. Like, just don't. It's like, who even buys that? Like, the only people that buy that are people who've like never worked out in their life, and they buy it by accident because they think they're buying protein. It's so nice to be like vindicated and like not proven right, but it's so nice that like I said what I was going to say, and then the next thing out of his mouth was basically agreeing with me. So, pat myself on the back for that one. Yeah. What else did he say? Okay, so regarding the like animal protein versus plant protein, he's talking specifically about protein powder supplements. And I kind of rolled my eyes when he said stay away from whey protein. But obviously he's a vegan, and I rolled my eyes because he's recommending vegan protein because he's a vegan. That's why I was like, whatever. I was waiting for him to be like, link in the description, you can get, here's my coupon code. But that's just me being a dick. So I will say, however, that when I do have whey protein, I always kind of feel awful afterwards. Like, I'm not sure I get heartburn, like I get stomach issues, like it just causes me to not feel good, right? Like of course, like I used to do the protein shakes, like I can make a bomb ass protein shake. A quick tip, if you want to make a good protein shake, here's what you do. Natural peanut butter, a banana. I fucking hate bananas, but I'll eat them in a protein shake. Natural peanut butter, a banana. I should make a video about this. This shit is bomb. Natural peanut butter, a banana, a cap full of vanilla extract, protein powder, you could do like chocolate or vanilla or whatever, and some milk. Wow. That is like raw milk if possible, but whatever. Oh my God. And some ice. That is like the best. Like you won't want to eat solid food again after that. You're only going to want to eat that. But is it like good for you? Like, it's like not really. But anyway, yeah, like whey protein doesn't agree with me. I don't have like any lactose intolerance or anything like that. So, I mean, I can't really like blame that, I guess. Maybe I was just getting bad protein, but I think it's just all the extra shit that they put in it, maybe the sweeteners or something. I don't really know. I don't really care. I'm like never gonna have that shit again unless like I have my special protein shake or whatever. I can't really comment on the vegetable protein. Like I think I might have tried, like I think maybe I bought some pea protein once and it just like sat there and I never took it. Although I do seem to remember that it's more expensive than whey. Whey is like the cheapest, and then I think all the vegan stuff is like, of course everything vegan is like more expensive because it's marketing or whatever. Yeah.
And it was just absolutely insane. And at the time, I'm this 17-year-old kid, and I just think this stuff tastes delicious, and it's low with protein. And so there you go. I was happy. But you have to really be careful what's in the protein itself. There's a lot of fillers, a lot of crap that they put in there. So eating something that's clean, organic, I highly recommend, like I say, Vega protein. There's a few other sources out there that maybe I'll post some links down below that you can check out. But and then the last thing I wanted to touch base.
All right, so really quick, I know what I was going to say. He was talking about reading the nutritional label, right? Which I guess it's a step in the right direction to like look and see what's in the food you're eating. Oh my God, like revolutionary, right? It's kind of crazy that there's some people who don't actually do that. Let me just say it like this. You should be okay. So think of it in terms of levels, right? At the lowest level, you don't read fucking shit. You're just like, ooh, colorful packaging, me want, and put it in your cart and go. The second level is like, ooh, colorful packaging, me want, and then you check the nutritional label, right? And you check the protein and fat or whatever. The third level is like the first two steps, and then you check the ingredients. Okay, this is what you really should be checking when you're checking food, because like first of all, the nutritional facts, the black and white label that says like this much protein, that's just like they just fucking guess. Like they don't actually know. That shit is, nobody checks that. Like it's I don't say it's totally random. They take their like best educated guess, and there's plenty of reports of companies just like totally making shit up and lying about that. And the maximum level, right? The level you should actually go to is to eat food that doesn't have a fucking nutritional label. Like, why are you like food that has a nutritional label? Food that needs a nutritional label, you should not buy. Okay, what does not have a nutritional label? Fresh meat. Well, do eggs have a nutritional label? I don't think so, right? Do they? I don't know. Whatever. Meat, eggs, vegetables. I guess nuts do, and peanut butter and stuff like that. All right, so basically eat meat is what I'm trying to say. He's a vegetarian. Anyway, bottom line, read the ingredients. Like, look to see what's actually in the food. I think a common thing that I hear sometimes, or I've heard this from other YouTubers, I don't remember who, but if you read the nutritional label and you don't know what something is, like if you don't recognize it, or you can't pronounce it, or it's like fucking dextrohydropolysorbate taxidase or some shit, like you're gonna eat that? Like no. And it could be okay, it's a preservative and it was tested on rats and proven to not be blah blah blah, but like why are you gonna eat that instead of just eating actual food? You know what I mean? Whatever, it's a topic for another video.
On is actually, I'm being told from my guru that it's not necessarily the protein that matters in building muscle, it is the prana. that matters. And so what is prana? Well, it's this life energy that's happening all around us. And between the morning time of 4 and 6 a.m., that's when prana is most supple. So if you're up during 4 to 6 a.m. and you're working out at that time, it's not protein that's going to fuel your muscles. It's this subtle energy, this supple energy called prana. Now, I just did a video on Kundalini awakening and the power of having this limitless potential energy fuel you, basically, and that's the strength. That's where muscle strength comes from, and it's not necessarily the muscle itself. It's the signal that's coming through. Similarly, it's not necessarily the protein that's feeding the muscle. There's another layer of energy that's fueling it, and that's prana. Prana is like this energy that's, think oxygen level, but on a deeper, more subtle layer. So focusing on breathing prana, especially during the times of 4 to 6 a.m., that's what's going to load you up with muscle growth.
All right. Okay, so I don't know. This is like, okay, it's out there for sure. And like, what is he even saying? What does that even mean, right? And it could just be that he's, this guy's not a guru. Like, I get it. This video's done in one take. Like, it's hard to say everything exactly perfectly when you do one take in a video, and whatever. Like, I get it. However, I think a better way of thinking of this, there's something called, I want to say it's klezmer photography or klezmer or something like that, which is where they take photographs of something, but they set somehow the capture, the like whatever the photograph capture thing, to capture like different wavelengths of light or something. I don't know exactly like what it means, or like electromagnetic shit or something like that. Anyway, it's a special type of photography where what they would do is they would take pictures of different objects and different people, and they would, like, you see kind of like a glow around it, right? And what they noticed was pretty interesting is that, for example, and I'm repeating these examples that I heard, I haven't really actually like looked into it, but one of them was like, if you smoke a cigarette, right, your like radioactive glow will be like reduced by a lot for 24 hours or something like that, right? Another one, they actually took pictures of food, right? And I saw this on Vegetable Police's channel a few months ago, where he was talking about, this is like when he was going raw carnivore, and he was talking about, with klezmer photography, they took pictures of like all this stuff, and vegetables were apparently like the highest on the klezmer scale, or they had the brightest glow around them. And then he actually showed a picture of raw meat next to the vegetables, and it was like twice as bright, right? So like, okay, this whole prana thing, and like, I don't know, bro, like a little bit out there. I mean, I guess if you accept the concept and you kind of look for actual real world examples that might fit into the frame of that concept, the like square peg through the square hole, so to speak, I think that might be a useful concept to like look through which to look at reality, if you want to get weird about it. And getting up early, right? I guess you could say that somehow the light, like the early rays of sunlight, somehow allow you to, they do something to your body, I guess, that whatever stimulates more vitamin D. I don't really know, whatever. It's kind of like trying to think of something here, because what he said is like, what? But okay, let's just finish this
as well. So that's the yogic secret on building muscle, building mass. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this helps you out if you're transferring into becoming a vegetarian or a vegan. And if you enjoyed this video, then please like, comment, subscribe down below. And I will definitely get back to you as quick as I can. And I would love to chat with you all and see what your experience is with becoming a vegetarian or a vegan. And let's get a dialogue going and see if we can help some other people out as well. Because ultimately, not only is this good for us, but this is good for the planet. And this really is the future. So please jump on board. Give this a shot if you're not already a vegetarian or a vegan. I highly recommend it. I've never felt more in tune with my body, more aware, more present. And ultimately, I just feel like a really good being deep down inside, because I know that, one, I'm serving the planet, I'm serving myself, and I'm leading myself to a higher state of consciousness. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Look forward to talking to you and see you on the next video. Be blissful.
All right, I like this guy. Like, so I can only see things through my own eyes, but when I watch stuff like this, it reminds me of like why I got like stuck doing yoga for so long, basically. Because like, how can you watch this and not just kind of appreciate his like exuding these like good vibes, right? Like, and I understand like vegans get a lot of hate and vegetarians get a lot of hate. It's the internet, right? Like YouTube is not exactly like the platform for like civilized debate. But just such a nice guy. And oh my God, he's like a fucking athlete. So it's like coherent. I'm kind of curious as to what kind of athlete he was. Doesn't have a website. I want to see like what kind of athlete he is / was, because I want to see like how much of his, like how his body transformed once he made the transition to vegan, right? Because like, you know, the dude looks good, not gonna lie, but if he looked basically like this before, then, you know, he's kind of just maintaining. But like, homie looks good. Like, looks like a mini, you guys know the Techno Viking? I'm really dating myself here. But he kind of looks like the Techno Viking, but with dreadlocks. Like, honestly, not gonna lie, I saw this channel and I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna hate this guy. Like, I know I'm not gonna like this. But then I watched the video, I was like, oh my God, he's so likable. So yeah, like, if you guys, I'm not saying anybody should be vegan or vegetarian from a health aspect. What I try to do when I look at these, like, I guess vegan or vegetarian or nutrition videos, really, is I kind of just try and take them at face value, right? Title of this video, like, let's say we want to take it literally, building massive muscle with these veg foods. Obviously, like, you want to play to the YouTube algorithm, and you want the title to be clickbaity enough so that people will click it, like I did, obviously. But yeah, he's just talking about like how to build muscle with vegetarian foods, which, what did he actually say? Like, beans, legumes, really essentially beans, soy in moderation, and protein powder that's not whey protein powder. And pranic energy, I guess waking up early will somehow make you more fit for some reason. I don't really know. I guess I gotta look into that. Anyway, that's my video on Homeboy right here. If you guys have any other videos or other YouTubers that you want me to take a look at, please let me know in the comment section. Yeah, peace.